You lovely people, welcome to the channel. Yes, I was very curious to learn a little bit more about Johnny Depp and the exhibition that started the 4th of October in New York, and it seems it's already quite a success. So much so that even Robert Downey Jr., that actually had the show on Broadway, if I'm not mistaken, had the private tour of the exhibit and also shared it on his Instagram. And Johnny Depp actually exchanged favor by sharing stories on his Instagram of Robert Downey Jr. Show on Broadway. So it's really lovely to see that there's that type of friendship going on, and we can only dream of seeing Johnny Depp and Robert Downey Jr. in some project together. That would be absolutely fantastic. So I was curious to know what is a bunch of stuff here with this article, which is the name of the exhibition. Johnny Depp is unveiling a rich collection from his artistic world through new exhibit, described by his creative team as an intimate exploration of Depp's body of artwork for the first time. The exhibit is far more than a traditional gallery, it's an immersive experience complete with a cinematic score, soundscape, and dynamic animation. So, everything in the exhibit tells a story. The white box, arranged thematically across 5 distinct chapters, takes visitor on a journey through the many phases of Johnny Depp's life as an artist. Each chapter reveals a different dimension of his creative evolution, offering an intimate look at the influences, emotion, and experiences that have shaped artistic expression. For example, one section entirely focused on his family and upbringing, which includes artwork showcasing his children, daughter Lily Rose Depp and son Jack. The true meaning behind Johnny Depp's Death by Confetti exhibit. Actually, I already read this part, and it's interesting because, like the article says here, you associate confetti with happiness and success, but Johnny Depp refers to this as a little bit of Hollywood building up actresses and actors to incredible heights, only to basically let them drown, or like it happened to him, basically to drop them whenever they see fit, right? If you remember the basically Johnny being fired by the J.K. Rowling Harry Potter inspired film or whatever that was called, the Wild Beast and something with other beast. I haven't watched it. Sorry. Johnny Depp art reveals his complex feeling about his parents. So this other part here is referring to his mother, Betty Sue Wells. I don't know if this is the father. It looks like actually more Johnny Depp on both sides. But in the part of the article here describes like how the mother, which she had a very difficult relationship, especially very early on, because she was very abusive, both physically and verbally. And Johnny Depp said that he learned how to deal with the pain, the physical pain, because it was just, the physical pain, and you tend to you kind of adjust to it, but the emotional pain was much worse. So he tried to be always outside the line of fire, probably referring to the arguments. So trying basically to become invisible to the mother. That's really sad to say, because I've seen Johnny Depp later on in life also including his mother when there were openings and so on and so forth. So definitely a traumatized upbringing, right? And of course, this had to do also with the relationship with the father. But if I remember correctly, they divorced. If I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong. So Johnny Depp artwork in person. That's actually quite nice. I have to say, I like those aquarelle much more than the other stuff that I've seen. I can already see. I don't know if this is new, or I can already see a different touch, which is really nice compared to some other paintings. A bunch of stuff opened on Friday, October 4th. The bottom line is that everything in this exhibition is a story. When you step into the exhibit, it truly feels as though you're stepping inside the mind of Johnny Depp, which is truly unique and experience. Also because there is memorabilia of Johnny Depp, so you really have a sort of a unique look at everything that has to do with his personality. So too bad I'm not in New York. I would have definitely gone to check it out because, yeah, it's always interesting to see how an actor that wants to express himself also in this direction approaches this, right? How they put together the show. So that alone, it's already fascinating to me. And yeah, I mean, I hope he does more of this, and I hope he does also some project with Robert Downey Jr. And Cinema Blend. Johnny Depp new teeth are apparently part of a big overall change the actor wants to make for his acting career. I think Johnny Depp just went to the dentist because it was time. That's it, right? I mean, he's still a personality and an actor, so obviously to clean your teeth if you smoke and do all the little repair if you have cavities is the least you can do, right? So I'm happy he did it. And we've seen also that when he went to the hospital, he was jokingly referring when the kid asked where was the ship, right? And he says like, I sold it to buy those new teeth. He made a joke, so that was kind of funny that he was sort of self-deprecating and hinting, and like that actually did the work. He did the work to his teeth. So Johnny Depp praises his dear brilliant friend Robert Downey Jr. brother debut as outstanding. That's really nice, man. They have been friends for a very long time, and Robert Downey Jr., of course, has gone through a lot of rough patches in his life. To see that in the last basically 15 years, he turned that around and he became the biggest star in Hollywood, and still has a lovely friendship with Johnny Depp. It's really nice to see. Probably they understand each other very well. Johnny has gone through a lot of shit himself, both with addictions and the problem with his ex-wife that almost destroyed him. Actually, I've said many times in the videos, was like few seconds away, few centimeters away from actually dying. I really mean this. Johnny Depp was lucky that the abuse from the narcissist didn't took the final toll, because all that we have seen, all that we have heard was so bad, was so tragic, was so dramatic that the guy was spiraling further and further in his addiction that probably came, unfortunately, by the traumatic experience of growing up with another abusive parent, right? All the dots, they connect, right? So I always maintain Johnny Depp was really like 20 centimeters, few centimeters from death. And we are lucky that he made the final call, or call it a quit on that person sooner, better than later, because if he wasn't, if he didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, if he wasn't strong enough to finally understand that, maybe also with the help of friends and family, he would have been still like, probably for many years, because likely they divorced in 2016. But I can only, I can only imagine that another 6 months or a year or 2 years probably would have cost his life, 100%. So I'm really happy that things are turning out for the best with Johnny Depp, and I hope to see even more art shows and art movies, because that's what we need. We need a bunch of stuff. We need a bunch of inspiring stuff, both in cinema, in photography, in singing, in whatever they want to do. We need more art. We need inspiring things that we can look up to, things that they just steer our soul, that they heal our soul, that they give us a little bit of something to go through the darkness, man.